guys, welcome back ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. At the end of the year, at the last day of 2020, we're going to take a quick little look at the last week of the auction. Because currently there's only this tank available, the T25 Pilot number 1. If you will wait like 11 more hours, it will be available for 3,300 gold, and if it's still there by then, do get it. I already bought it. I didn't want to risk losing it at 4k gold, which is a good price, but 3,300 for this tank is not as bad as some of the reviews have it. I would advise you to watch a review we posted yesterday. Take a good look at it. Worth the money. I guarantee you that. Talking about worth the money, we have the final week, as you can see, of the auction. So let's have a look. What do we have? As Wargamer have stated or have done, there's tier 9 tanks available, tier 10 tanks available, 8s and a few 7s. And you can see already from this little picture over here, we have the T55A, the VK9001P and the WZ11111115A. The tanks that are good, that are worth it, are in this auction. I think this is the best week of it all. I think the only weak tank in the lot is actually the T55A, because that's basically a T54 but with slightly less statistics. This one it's really good. Leisurely packed Hulk with a rear mounted turret. Takes some getting used to with the rear mounted turret. It has some lowish speed compared to some of the other tier 10 heavies. You got good frontal armor, you can side grip really well, but you have to keep in mind that this is easily penetrated once you start over angling. But the gun is nice, the cupolas on top aren't that big. This is a really strong and sturdy tank, and a full review is already available on the channel. I will link to that as well, no questions asked in that regard. And here you can see all the characteristics of the tank. And do note, these apply to a tank with 100% crew, which you will get with these collector tanks and with these premium tanks. No skills, equipment provisions, it will only get better, as you can see. Frontally very well armored, lower plate obviously a bit weak, but that's basically it. Right then, moving on towards the next one. We're going to take a look at the WZ11 Model 5A. Universal fighter that boasts a great combination of armor, mobility and firepower, equipped with a penetrating gun with imposing single shot damage and good stabilization. This is a nice one. Not really my cup of tea, to be honest, with these tanks. I found it to be a bit, how'd you call it, a bit schizophrenic in the mobility department. It loses a bit of speed once you start turning circles, but it is a pike-nosed tank. You see it's ours. It is a bit of a pike-nosed tank. Lower plate is kind of trash, but hull down, it has a good gun. It has some cupolas on top with weak spots, but it is a really good hull down tank. 260, 303, 65 on your ammunition. As you can see, 460 average damage, which is very nice for a tier 10 heavy, but it has quite a low rate of fire, so that kind of makes up for it. -7 in terms of gun depression, thanks to that frontally mounted turret. Usually you get on these Chinese and Soviet tanks like 5 degrees, but this isn't too bad whatsoever. And survivability, as you can see, turret armor, frontally 300, hull only 140, but it's angled slightly, so you will be able to bounce a fair few shots. But do note, with that frontal mounted turret, it is side scraping, reverse side scraping. I suck at it, I can't do it, but reverse side scraping would be the best way to go actually with this tank, but not a bad one whatsoever. As for both of these, the WZ and the VK, if you could get them for like between 12 and 15k gold, solid price, thumbs up, get one if you have the gold and you're willing to spend it. We're moving into the tier 9 one tank. This one, nimble medium, pretty well balanced. I think it's worse than a T54, but it should be worse than a Tech 3 tank. This is not bad whatsoever. It's low slung. It has slightly worse statistics on, I think, the armor actually, because it where is it, armor 180. I think the turret front on the T54 is 200 and the hull armor is 100 and the T54 gets 110 or something. It is a bit worse. It has a slightly quicker rate of fire than a T54. Penetration wise, it's more or less the same. Enriched vehicle makes good credits, but unfortunately it's in the hybrid nation, not in the German tech tree, because if it had been in the German tech tree, we would have had a better looking T55A. But all in all, not a bad one. I'd say anything between 10k and 12.5 would be good. Then you would have to wait for like until the end of the week, but if you can get it at that price, go get it. SU 130 PM. This is a really good one. Formidable tank destroyer, no armor except for the front plate, which is trollish. Successfully combines excellent mobility of medium tanks with devastating firepower. It is a Russian tank, obviously. You will hit shots that you will not hit with other tanks. One little drawback. The turret turns towards the left, like this, and it also turns towards the right, like this. You have that really big box sitting in the back, which you can see here, actually, I think. Yeah, this one. This little box is sitting in the back. You can only turn, like, what is it? 50 degrees towards right, 50 to the left, 45, something like that. It's not a Scorpion. It is a Scorpion, but not quite a Scorpion. These two, if you like the Scorpion, then you will like this one as well. Penetration-wise, really good. 460 alpha for a tier 8 tank is brilliant. But obviously, you have got no armor whatsoever. Your hit points aren't brilliant, but 30 mils of armor, 25 on the sides, 20 on the rear. HE, schmack. There we go. -7 gun depression, really nice. It's 70 degrees actually. Not bad. Better than I thought. And aiming time a bit on the low side, but obviously you can add to that with all the bells and whistles in cruise skills, equipment, etc. Good tank. About the norm for a tier 8 tank would be 7,500. So anything between 7,500 and like 9k would be a brilliant steal. If you want to get this one, I think you should hurry. This one's going to sell out really fast. And this one will too. The Object 252U, aka Defender, but in Blitz we have the Defender family, so this isn't a Defender, but it is. This is used so much in the tier 8 tournaments. This practically needs no introduction whatsoever. Well-balanced heavy tank. Gun, not brilliant. It has such a low slung turret, as you can see over here, with basically no real cupola sticking out. Can perform any role in battle except maybe for the sniper schnitzel. I wouldn't do that. I would be like the vodka breakthrough tank. Don't snipe with it because it's not made for that. It has a pike nose with a monstrous lower plate, which will be penetrated. But 225 AP, APCR 265, bit on the low side for tier 8s. But 420 just above. Normally we would like get 400, but this is 420, which is a bit better. -6 gun depression, not too bad whatsoever, and it is trollish as hell. It's angled everywhere. Once the enemy starts thinking you can penetrate him in the side, then it goes like this and it goes red and then bounce. Brilliant tank. This one will sell like hotcakes, as will the SU 130 PM. I can guarantee you that. And we do have a third hotcake in the auction. Are you ready for it? Let's roll. This one's not. This is a burnt pancake. It has been buffed. I haven't played it since the buff. It has a nice little touch on top of the T2020 with, can we actually see that? Right over here. You have this little shell ejection mechanism. That's quite a nimble thing. Yeah, I quite like to see that. Gives a little bit of animated stuff. You have some skirts on the side, as you can see over here. This is basically a worse IS-5/I6/Object 252U. Has been buffed. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, it's Russian. But I think if you can get the Object 252U, I'd rather get that one than this one, to be honest. Chimera, currently one of the best performing, if not the best performing tier 8 premium tank. It is crap on PC, as they call it, but over here on Blitz, it has a great gun. It has that sloped frontal plate. It has decent armor penetration, really comfortable depression. It has great gun depression and high single shot damage. This is a tank that's so fitted to Blitz. Only 4 rounds a minute, but at 440 average damage, hallelujah. 218 on penetration, which is good, not brilliant, but good. 10 degrees of gun depression. You will get penetrated in the front, but these frontal plates, yeah, it's so incredibly bouncy. Look at that, 140 on the front plate. You know, the T55A at tier 9 gets like 100, so this has a better front plate than the T55A, and you will meet tier 7s, and if you hit them very hard with your HE, then you will just delete them from the game. Really, really good tank. I would not mind getting this one for like 8k, 9k credits. I have it in the garage already, but do try to get this one. Martin, there's so many hotcakes in this little auction. Yes, there are. This is the best week, honestly. And Wargaming have obviously done that. Get all the best tanks in the last week, because we're not there yet. We also have this one, the Shark. Predatory heavy with thick frontal armor, fast firing gun, good dynamics, etc, etc, etc. This is basically this is the little brother of the tier 125, but then at tier 8. If you can get this thing hull down on a ridge like this and protect your lower plate and scrape ever so slightly, this is a freaking monster. It is a true monster. Frontal damage 220, 260, 310, 260, as you can see on AP and the APCR. It doesn't have heat, which is good and bad in a way. It is a bit bad because heat will get more penetration, but APCR it has less problems or no problems whatsoever with spaced armor. So big thumbs up over there. 10 degrees of gun depression, frontal turret armor 240, 155 on the front, but it's all angled and rounded, etc. As said, protect your lower plate, protect this bit, go hull down, keep the gun in between those two wheels. You're gonna be golden, obviously. And I didn't quite expect these, the Predator Ultramarines and the Vindicator Ultramarines. This one is a big pile of poop, in my opinion. It's such a slow lumbering target. It has been superseded by the Annihilator, by the Smasher, by basically a lot of the tier 8 and 7 heavies currently in the game. You will be able to stomp the noobs, but other than that, yeah, it has a 3-shot autoloader. This is a hunk of garbage, don't get it. Unless you are a Warhammer 40k type of player and you want to get this tank, then do so, but I wouldn't spend my money on this one. And this is the Shovel. This is a bit of a meme tank, as you can see. It is slow lumbering again. This is premium SU 152 in a way. This shovel does act as space armor. I've had some really interesting bounces from time to time on the front of the tank. It is a big brute, hefty tank destroyer with solid frontal armor and a frightening 155mm gun that deals huge damage, yes, but only 4 rounds a minute. 640 alpha, 900 on HE, which is good, but it takes forever to aim. Dispersion is quite shit. Gun depression is only 2. And it's got only 10 towards the left and right. You can just you can roll forward with it, and that's basically it. Unless you're a collector and you're a Warhammer fan, these two are fine. If you want to have tanks that are competitive in the meta, just don't bother with these. Really, just don't bother with these. So, what should I buy then, Martin? Well, between the two of these tier 10 tanks, I put my money on this one. Because I already have it and it plays a bit better for me. This VK9001P is a real good side scraper. This one has the edge for me compared to the WZ. I would go for the VK9001P. T55A. If you have the AMX30 Proto, don't bother with this one. AMX30 Proto, way much better. As for the tier 8 tanks, oh boy. That's a really, really tough decision. The first one to drop off the list would be this one. I don't like this T2020. Object 252U. Balanced, good, nice tank. You will win a lot. Boring to play. SU 130 PM. Yes! Big thumbs up. This is a nice one. Why so? You don't have any armor. You will get shot by HE a lot. But if this works, this is so much more fun to play in a way than the Object 252U. I would probably go for this one first, and then the Chimera, or however you're gonna call it, and the T54E2 being very close on second place. This is a Merkin tank, which I like, obviously, and this is a great one too. But in my opinion, you can't really go wrong with the SU 130 PM, nor with the Chimera, nor with the T54E2. And as said, the guys down below over here, just the Ultramarines, just leave them. They are not worth the money, in my opinion at least. If you want to buy them, then by all means, but this is my 2 cents worth on this a lot on week 3 of the auction. As said, the best week. Wargaming have obviously done that. But yeah, they will go on sale starting tomorrow. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. I wish you all the best for the start of 2020. Catch you on the next one. Cheers, happy tanking, bye bye.